So now goes to very interesting content for the evening, so which is going to be a panel. So panel on meditation and conscious leadership, moderated by several other business leaders here. So let me go ahead in detail and give an introduction. So now it's definitely time for one of the most anticipated sessions of the evening, our panel discussion with the leaders who are creating extraordinary change in both business and spirituality. So first, allow me to introduce our dynamic host and the moderator, Chandra Yerpu. So Chandra is a seasoned real estate construction entrepreneur based in Dallas, Texas, celebrated for his visionary approach and dynamic leadership. As a co-founder of Largowins Properties and AZ Builders Depot, he has built a reputation for strategic planning, operational excellence, and sustainable growth. So beyond entrepreneurship, Chendu is a passionate philanthropist, dedicating his time and resources to impactful social causes. So let's all welcome him with a round of applause. So let me call out the guests on the panel. So the first one would be Adam Gaskill. I would love to invite him onto the stage. A global contribution and marketing strategist, master connector, and the architect of world-changing movements. With 2 decades of mastery in sales, marketing, psychology, and influence, Adam helps visionary leaders, nonprofits, and philanthropists turn their missions into a movement. As a founder of Innovative Humanity and the nonprofit creators, Adam bridges the gap between profit and purpose, empowering entrepreneurs to integrate charitable giving into their business models while achieving a sustainable growth. So let's all give another round of applause welcoming Adam Gaskill. Now I would like to invite our second guest, Cindy Mendoza, a powerhouse of leadership with over 20 years of executive experience in operations and workforce strategy. Cindy has played a pivotal role in driving innovative staffing solutions, building long-lasting partnerships across the industries. A graduate of UCLA's Business Leadership Program, she has honored her skills in strategic management and organizational development. Cindy's expertise spans talent acquisition, team building, and client success. Now, she is deeply passionate about empowering professionals, elevating workforce standards, and shaping the future of staffing through integrity, collaboration, and innovation. Let's all give a please warm welcome to Cindy Mendoza. So let us all put our hands together and invite our third guest, which is Mihir Anil. Mihir is the Director of Engineering, a passionate cricket lover, active player, a seeker of conscious living. His journey with meditation began in 2013 as an experiment, but soon it became a life-shaping practice inspired deeply by breaking the habit of being yourself. Mihir found his perspective shifting, becoming more open-minded, intentional, and rooted in awareness. Today, he channels the expanded energy not only into his engineering leadership, but also into his relationships and everyday life, embodying a balance of discipline, creativity, and consciousness. Let's all give another round of applause to Mihir Anil. Last but not least, our fourth guest, which is Anil. So let's all welcome Anil with a very welcome. So with over 25 years of expertise in enterprise, architecture, and large-scale digital transformation, Anil has successfully led complex SAP enterprise cloud deployments for federal, aerospace, defense, utilities, and government clients. Beyond his corporate achievements, Anil is a lifelong meditator, a spiritual leader with Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. He is passionate about spreading the principles of meditation, plant-based living, and energy mastery As a speaker, Anil inspires by blending ancient wisdom with modern innovation, showing how consciousness can elevate leadership, creativity, and organizational success. He also serves as one of the core organizers of Mega Meditation Summit. So let's all welcome together, put your hands together and welcome all the panelists today and as well as the host. So over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Suhana, for the wonderful and sweet introductions of our panel members here. Welcome, everyone, again. Thank you for taking your time to participate in our MMS 3. Especially, I know business panel is something not so common in our MMS, but we want to make it happen. This is the start of the new beginning. So thank you so much. Thank you. So before we go ahead and do with anything, though, right? So how many of us know we do have a corporate wing for PSSM? Not bad? So yeah, you guys know, come on. Don't feel shy, guys. Don't feel shy, all right? We all know. All right, that's great. So we launched PSSM Corporate Wing in October 2024, which we fondly call as BEAT, Breath, Energy, and Transformation. And so, awareness and transformation, sorry. So, thanks for correcting, buddy. So, transforming with the awareness, with breathe, energy is the concept. And we wanted to take it to the corporate world for creating conscious workplaces, mindful workplaces, where there is a harmony in the employee's life, both work life and the personal life. So that is the concept we created off. So before we start this panel, I just want to give a shout out to all of us. So there was a great soft launch we did last year. And since we launched it last year, we energized the concept. We've been energizing the concept itself. And we teamed up with multiple corporates across the country. Right? So we have a lot of action coming in Q1. So guys, masters, friends, across the country, we'll be coming to every city. So Dallas is going to be the first place with a wonderful kickoff in Q1, and we'll go to every city across the country with this, corporate, wing. So with that, well, let's get back to the subject here. So we have. So what we have done is, we've taken leaders from different industries and want to make it a very interesting discussion rather than just a boring questionnaire, right? So we have Cindy from staffing company. She's one of the executive leaders from the staffing company who's going to talk about the cultural aspects of employees and the team members. And we have Andy, who's one of the business owners for human transformations and whatnot. And we have Mihir, executive director for engineering. So he's going to talk about leadership focus. And then we have Anil, executive in the architecture, enterprise architecture, so many years. So he's going to talk about collaboration and stuff. So with that, I'll start with Cindy. Again, Cindy, thank you so much for coming over here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So pretty much, most of us were in the corporate world or still in the corporate world across different industries and stuff. So we talk about team spirit, teamwork, a lot. But still, we do see a lot of silos, backstabbing, hidden agendas. We see this every day, right, in our day-to-day corporate life. So as the executive leader for the staffing company, what is one of the strategies that you would like to share with our masters, friends here, or what you have used in the past that really worked out to improve the culture?
Thank you for having me here. We really focus in our organization leadership, really empowering our team and really having that human connection with our team. It's really important because there is a lot of backstabbing. There is a lot. We work with humans. We work with people, and we really focus on empowering our team, Whether it's a recruiter, an office manager, an associate, we empower everybody. We really focus on that human connection. It's really important in our iStaffing culture.
Awesome. So what do you suggest for some of the leaders over here? Because so I know that we have a lot of leaders, in our audience here and watching us across the globe. So what's one of the recommendations or strategies that you want to have them implement in their day-to-day work life?
I would say a strategy is just really getting the team together and really, I always like to do like a little team building where they come and we talk about the problems. I have a lot of even issues with, even sometimes happens within my leadership. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's where, and sometimes I like to collaborate. That's one of my favorite words in my company.
Right.
Even my team is always saying, but I think collaboration and really effective communication is important. Communication is key.
Right.
Just bringing them together. That's one of the strategies I use. They may not be comfortable. Sometimes we have those uncomfortable conversations, but they're the most powerful ones. And we like to just let everything out on the table without any judgment or anything like that, where they feel in a safe space.
Right. So do you suggest any specific executive leadership mentoring or any trainings that you can suggest?
Yes. So I actually really invest in my team, and we have a mentor who mentors our team once a week for 30 minutes. And he's an amazing philosopher, and he takes the time with our team for 30 minutes out of the week, and that's really made a big difference in them and empowering. That's what I mean by empowering. Sure. It's important because it all starts with you, with the person, and it's important. So. Absolutely,
that's a great answer. That's a perfect segue to Mihir's question. So we talked about the leadership itself having issues across the table, right? So we've been a lot of leaders here, a lot of managers, directors, executives. We've been in the rooms where we talk for half a day, but come out of the room with nothing actually, right? Because everyone is an experienced guy, and every person has 30 years of experience in there, under the belt, and nothing comes out of that, right? So Mihir, so in a given room, with the leaders, let's say executive leaders, you always have a combination of, somebody who talks out loud, right? And then some people, they're very quiet, they're listening. They stay with humility, they work with humility. But then some people are mediocre, right? Where they'll jump in when they get a chance and all, right? So what's your take on that? Like, as an executive director for engineering, like, how do you handle these situations when you have a room full of people like this?
Can you guys hear me? Okay. First of all, I would like to start by saying a big thank you for everyone visiting and attending this wonderful event. I know what effort it took to get this event going, so a big shout out to the whole team. This has been a tremendous, monumentous effort. And this organization is a testament to how to create leadership. And what I mean by that is Patriji, when he started this organization, being his son-in-law, I firsthand got to witness so many of his amazing skills. And what was amazing was he would listen to people and he would be like, okay, why don't you take this and run with this initiative? So that's empowerment. That's Absolutely. Showing faith and trust in people. And even just in this organization, from what I understand, there are 22 subgroups that they created. That's right. 22 leaders we created. This is a group which gives you platform to do so much management, so many activities. So this is tremendous. So thank you again for people attending. What you're seeing here is amazing. Coming back to your question, right? See, it takes, for me itself, there's a big realization moment of being conscious as a leader. A lot of times we work with a lot of prejudice, a lot of thinking about how people function. We don't really, there's a lot of noise. Like you said, there's a lot of people who are very vocal. Being vocal doesn't mean everything you're saying is valuable. So the way I like to perform and the way I work with my team is two main things are critical for me: empathy and empowerment. Especially when you're sitting in a room and listening to so many ideas, you have to first know your team strength, which comes from empathy and understand hey, this guy is quiet, but shallow waters run deep. Like, I mean, sometimes like there are a lot of people who will not speak their ideas, but they are not comfortable. So how do you create that environment? Creating the environment is the key for me, and then empowering, trusting people. And then also the other big thing is empathy. A lot of times when you are in a position of power, it's very easy, someone makes a mistake, give them a piece of your mind. You are having a bad day, your employee did something wrong, lash it out on them. Yeah, it feels good for that 1 second,
Right.
but then what does it do to the employee, to their confidence? Are we creating, and the model of leadership should be to create leaders, not you succeeding yourself.
Perfect.
So that's how, like, for me personally, it's like, am I giving my team the opportunity? And it took some time for me. Initially, I was hard work, someone will recognize me.
Right.
I realized, no, I have to speak for myself. But there's a limit. Right. That's where the noise comes into play.
Absolutely.
And then it takes some time to understand that you have to be comfortable in your skin. When you're in a meeting, more words doesn't mean quality. It's the impactful words. So that's where, the more conscious you are, the more aware you are, the more you will resonate with the leadership, the more your company grows, the more your team grows, and overall there's empowerment.
Beautiful answer over here. Thanks for that. That lot of things came out of that, right? So empathy, and we're talking about empowering and creating leaders, right? So as leaders, we always think that, okay, we're doing the heavy lifting of the entire world on us, right? That's not the real leadership. That's a manager, right? So there's a ton of difference between managers and leaders. And Mihir, thank you for specifically saying that our role is to create more leaders, actually, right? So not just keep the power to ourselves, empower them, create more leaders as we kind of work through. And that's where the true leadership is. And conscious leadership, like I said, that is where, it plays an important role with awareness and all. Beautiful answer. So that takes us to the next question for Anil. So today's world, very competitive, very challenging world. Take any industry, IT industry, industries, anything, medical. There's a lot of competition across the service providers or the companies or the teams, even within the same company, same organization. There's a lot of competition within the teams. So how do we, how do you see the collaboration being replacing the competition? Well, sometimes it's a healthy competition, sometimes it's poisonous, right? But how do you see the collaboration completely replacing the competition and still achieve the success? And what's your perspective, and what have you done in your past experience, Anil?
Yep. Hello. Yep. First of all, I'm going to put my organizer hat here, and
of course
I want to echo Mihir's comments earlier, right? So, truly wonderful to see everyone joining us for this 3-day beautiful consciousness shift, and thank you from the bottom of our heart, the entire organization committee here. Pari is right there in front of us. So this event has gone through a lot. The shift has happened over a period of years. And it has started off back in India by Patriji, and then eventually made it to the US here in a global platform. So I truly, humbly request, right? It's a great opportunity. Please do spread the word when you can about the event, about the cause, about what we are doing from a meditation perspective. Thank you very much for that. And I'm going to take my corporate hat now. So to answer the question, it is, collaboration is key to success. We all know, especially coming from sales background, I live with vendors, partners, collaborators, service providers every day, right? It is absolutely key to understand what you want to get out, right? When you have stress, when you have a system that is on a chaotic basis, running on an ecosystem like the way we do in this modern world, it is next to, it's a very tough thing to really challenge and try to understand how to what extent you want to collaborate and how do you bring things together. Especially in the sales arena, it gets very difficult when you are strategizing aspects and trying to work with multiple different diversity environments in a global platform, and making sure that, I work for SAP, so our focus is all about selling SAP and the cloud business. So trying to bring all of that together and then collaborate without having that clear mindset is a big challenge. Even in my leadership and further to the executives within SAP, we have a program called Mindfulness Ambassador Program that we conduct. And through that, we bring that awareness to all the executives and leaders to understand the importance of collaboration, to understand the importance of level of awareness, and how you need to work with the diversified individuals, whether it is a particular sect of a group or it is a particular sect of a conversation that you are trying to get over with. It always requires for you to be consciously aware. So without having that mindful capability, it is going to be I'm not saying that it is impossible, but it's going to be a tougher conversation. So to bring back that conversation to the reality, so we have to bring some of these mindfulness techniques, which is what we are preaching here, the breath meditation in absolute way. So we talk about breath, we talk about the stress aspects, we talk about the emotional balance, how the leaders need to look into, and how you can have the emotional quotient. When you're trying to have these very negotiated conversations where your deals are coming through in a multi-million closures. So it's all about, trying to bring it and empower it, right, within the organization.
Great answer, Anil. Actually, that speaks to the vision of our PSSM Corporate Wing, BEAT, right? So you talked about mindfulness, covered mindfulness. So the leaders need to be mindful, when they are operating in a day-to-day competitive world, challenging world. I mean, see, the world is not fair, right? But there's no term called fairness in the workplace, right? Nothing is fair in the workplace. Let's accept it. So mindful leadership, conscious leadership, we talked about cultural changes. Let's get into the business aspect, right? So Andy, I'm sorry, Adam. So I think I said the wrong name again in the past too. So Adam, so I correct myself, apologies, sir. Adam, so conscious business, right? So I know you're one of the business owners. So today's world, everything is measured in terms of revenues. Any business, take any business, right? Any industry, but there is no measure of human consciousness or happiness, joy of the employees. And to me, employees, they're not just the resources, right? So they are the intellectual property. The teams are the intellectual property of the company, no matter what you do, like whether you're IT company, whether you're a construction company, whether you're a doctor, your team is the intellectual property, right? So how do you see, how do we change the perspective of key performance indicators, not just the revenues, but all the other aspects of the company, especially the joy and the satisfaction of the employees.
Beautiful.
And the
Thank
business, obviously, at the end of the day.
Yeah, so where energy goes, where focus flows. So those KPIs and those critical drivers, we have to identify them and put them on that map or that scorecard. We need to see it as well. From a company organizational standpoint, we also want to identify the individual. They have to get it, they have to want it, and they have to have the capacity to do it, right? And then we have to set up our systems around that as well. Right. Now, when we integrate consciousness within it, what is the cause? What's going to amplify their productivity and efficiency? Something that's more meaningful than themselves. How do we stand out beyond transactions so an individual feels so good that they're going to work? It's not, I have to go to work. I get to work.
Correct.
Right? So once we raise our individual consciousness, thus the collective consciousness with a culture, what everyone's mentioning here, with a key scoreboard, what is our focus of an organization? What's our ethos? What is that mission statement? If we're all tuned in, then it gets fun. Super fun.
Right, absolutely. So the individual consciousness, adding up to the group consciousness, and then ultimately to the company consciousness, and then the ultimate success, we call it as business consciousness, I guess. Maybe we can call it as a overall business consciousness. That's a good answer.
And may I say one
please,
more thing?
Please.
And when we deeply care about the other individual, I call it a quad win stack. So 4 wins. If the other person who we're serving has to win. And then if we care about who they're serving, they have to win. It has to be a good, valid product, right? Then humanity has to win, okay? And then the final thing is we'll win last. Now, if we focus on those 4 things and those 4 wins in the quad, If we take it one step further, let's add another paradigm on it. How can we become a prayer answered for the other individual? This is a full love and above frequency shift.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, very well said, very well said. And like you said, right, identifying the persona of our, it could be a client, it could be a team member, it could be a boss, it could be executive. So that's very well said. Thank you, Adam. so guys, we are running out of time, so I'll have one last question, a common question. If you can just take probably 1 minute each of you. Just see, mental wellness is a buzzword, right? Every company, no matter small, big, corporate, it's a very big word right now. Everybody's talking about, especially the HR, human resources is talking about mental wellness. But what exactly, I mean, I want to know, and then please, if you can share experiences or what are you guys doing to your companies and the team members. We can start with you, Adam, please.
So what are we doing for
the mental wellness of your team members or the company? What are some of the programs that you have, or some trainings, whatever?
Absolutely. So I love self-development, focus, energetics, all of these things. I have to go into a consciousness myself, thus inviting them in a healthy way that's not an extra workload for them. So really deeply caring about our employees is huge.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we love to do little jackpots as well. So surprise different bonuses for them.
Yeah.
It could be experiential, it could be different things, and that gets them pumped because they never know when it is. But we're always watching their performance. So if we deeply care and they're feeling that they're looked after, seen, heard, and understood, now we can get to the next level and our organization keeps thriving.
Excellent. Thank you, Adam, for that answer. Appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Please, if you can answer to that.
Yes, so, it's going to sound a little funny, but our whole team loves this, and it shows their creative side. They really focus on being innovative with TikToks, believe it or not. Yeah, you would be surprised. All of our team members, they kind of get out of their shell and they do something creative. And I think when you do something creative, it really does less stress and you have a little more fun with it and you're still doing work and they love it. And so I would say TikToks. I know it sounds a little funny, but they love it.
Of course, right? Something out of your computers,
Exactly.
out of work.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Mihir?
Yeah, I think it's about time people start talking about mental wellness. I think at work, stress, people talk about stress, but they don't truly understand what it does to you. Until it manifests into some sort of like disease, then there is a cure, there is a way to diagnose it.
Right.
But until it becomes something, it's very hard to measure stress. People behave differently in stress. So I think it's time we are saying the right things. And as in my company, there has been some initiatives where they're teaching meditation, yoga, and different techniques. So that's a step in the right direction.
Right.
And as leaders, us recognizing, again, to me, a big thing for me is empathy. Like the more we understand, the more we can help people deal with their stress and the environment we create. So I think we're moving in the right direction. There is still a long way to go. I think they need PSSM Corporate.
Absolutely. We're coming in there, right? You guys get ready. Please, Anil.
I go to everyone, right? I mean, it is very essential to have an organization like PSSM Corporate to be able to work hand in hand with the corporate cultured organizations, right? I mean, everyone has got something going on, right? Whether we know it or not. So to bring all of that together, even, in SAP specifically, we have got this mindfulness ambassador programs. We also have breath programs. We also have emotional intelligence programs, right? And it is, in a way, mandate for all the leaders to be part of those sessions, to be able to hear, to be able to learn, to be able to focus. We also send the leaders to the retreats, make sure that they're really getting that stress out, and then emotionally they're very balanced, especially in negotiating deals and all that. Right. So it is a day-to-day thing. I mean, even though we don't recognize it yet, but it is hidden, it is there. So working with, any spiritual organizations like, corporates, PSSM Corporate will help us to unravel that mystery and then become more partners.
Great answers, great answers. So we all agree that we need to bring in meditation to the corporates, right? So let's go PSSM Corporate. Let's go beat.
Let's go.
Thank you so much, everyone. Again, wonderful answers. We're ending this session. Okay, great. Thank you so much again for the opportunity. And I know we have more coming up, so please don't go anywhere. We have some nice items that are the numbers that our DJ is playing. So So let's get ready to do some moves, all right? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Guys, panelists, could you just stay back on the stage really quick? So let's all witness this felicitation to all our panelists by Sundar and Bharati.